King Swarm in the palace.
Before we go any further, let me be clear. This is not a place where you're gonna stay comfortable. This is a place where you're gonna be better than you were yesterday. This isn't about being a goody two shoes, about having fake smiles, or even about being positive all the time. This is a place about the hard truths. It's about knowing you could do more, knowing you always been capable of more, and being honest about the anxiety, the pressure, and the weight that comes with that. Everything here is about elevation. Elevation of your mind, elevation of your body, elevation of your health, elevation of your wealth, and most importantly, elevation of your soul. So if you're looking for excuses, if you're looking for validation without responsibility, and if you want comfort instead of challenge, this is not the place for you. This isn't about letting life happen to you. It's about happening in life. And if you're ready to elevate in every aspect, if you're ready to be challenged, and if you're ready to be uncomfortable, this is your kingdom. Welcome to ABL Kingdom. If you made it this far, that means you officially a new king and queen of the kingdom, man. So sign the trumpets, let the kingdom rise, and give a round of applause for all the new kings and queens in the palace, man. Let's hear it, let's hear it. Yeah, man, and we've been blowing up crazy lately, man. So big shouts out to the new kings and queens of the kingdom, man. Y'all been supporting the kingdom. Y'all been elevating with me, man. And because of that, we've been having to build new palaces every other day, man. So for that, I appreciate y'all. But now that y'all understand the standard here, let me tell you what the kingdom is actually about. I don't just speak in ideas. I bring academic evidence, structured thinking, and grounded concepts to show you that reality goes far beyond the physical. I introduce perspectives designed to sharpen your critical thinking, not to tell you what to think, but to train you how to see. Because life isn't just black and white, and it isn't just gray neither. Everything is everything. Everything is connected to everything. The goal here isn't information just for the sake of information. It's to elevate your mind, elevate your intentions, elevate your spirit, and to train your perception. Not just how to see with your eyes, but how to see meaning, pattern, and truths in your own life. Because real understanding, that's not something I can hand you. For example, if I give you my understanding, all you inherit is my lens. And too many people get lost in chasing other people's stories. How they made it, how they became who they was, how they got to where they are. And in that process, they lose focus on the person who actually matters. And that's you. In this kingdom, the mission is different. Here, I hope you study yourself more deeply than you actually had before, so that you could remember who you were, so you could develop your own authentic understanding of life, purpose, and meaning. Not the versions pushed out by mainstream narratives, and not someone else's definition of success, but your own authentic understanding. But it's about more than knowledge. I'll show you how to apply what you learn, so you can intentionally and directly enhance the quality of your own life, instead of waiting for permission, validation, or wait for someone else to give you that push that can only be started by you. This is elevation of the body, of the mind, and of the spirit. To achieve this elevation, we threw this through a number of different palaces. Up first, we got the Nature Palace. The Nature Palace is about grounding, getting outside, slowing the noise down, reconnecting with nature, and remembering who you are without the world talking at you. Next, we got the Wolf Palace. The Wolf Palace is about financial elevation, money mindset, discipline, ownership, and learning how to build, protect, and grow your resources with intention. From here, we got the Fitness Palace. The Fitness Palace is about physical discipline, training the body, building consistency, and using movement to strengthen your mind and character. Next, we got the Feast Palace, man, one of my favorites. The Feast Palace is about fueling the body, what you eat, how you eat, and understanding that nutrition directly affects your performance, energy, and focus. Next, we got the Chop Palace, man. This is where I'll show you how to get crispy. I'm talking about cutting your hair, stuff like that. Next, we got Around the Palace. This is like an extracurricular type of palace, man. You're gonna see everything behind the scenes, things that don't necessarily fall into each palace, and then like bloopers and things like that. From here, we got the Travel Palace. The Travel Palace is about perspective, new places, new environments, and learning how exposure expands the way you think and perceive the world. From here, the ones y'all most familiar with right now and the most popular, Psychology Palace. The Psychology Palace is about behavior, understanding habits, trauma, mindset, and why you do what you do, especially when no one's watching. Next, another popular one, the Philosophy Palace. The Philosophy Palace is about meaning. It's about truth, wisdom, ethics, and understanding hard questions about life, purpose, and how you should live. It also develops your critical thinking skills. One of the last 3 most popular, the Neuroscience Palace. The Neuroscience Palace is about the brain, how habits form, how discipline works, and how biology influences behavior, focus, and motivation. Next, one of the most important and one of the most popular, God's Kingdom. Here, we read a verse, I theme the verse, and then I just explain the theme that matches up with the verse. Throne Talk. This here is motivation, and this is also going to later move into a podcast. This is where I'm going to interview people about different things. Throne Talk is also about leadership and self-mastery, as well as standards, accountability, decision-making, and taking responsibility for your life. And finally, the Wisdom Palace. The Wisdom Palace is about integration, taking everything you learn and applying it through experience, reflection, and in real life understanding. Each palace stands alone, but together they build a kingdom. Now we're gonna be talking about posting. Y'all gonna be seeing content from the kingdom every single day. This is what it's gonna look like. Y'all gonna be getting 5 shorts from me every single day. In order, it's gonna be God's Kingdom, Psychology Palace, Neuroscience Palace, Throne Talk, and the Philosophy Palace. And then about 2 times a week, I'm gonna try to drop long form content videos. You could be expecting long form content around Monday and Tuesday, and Thursday and Friday. It just depends on how I do it. Earlier in the week, it's gonna be more educational style content, like something you can really learn from. Like it might be the Wealth Palace, or you might get a psychology, philosophy, neuroscience, like a video like that earlier in the week. But towards the end of the week, it's gonna be like the more funner things. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of things from like the Nature Palace, the Feast Palace, maybe Around the Palace, the Travel Palace, like all the different things where like I know like y'all always want to just be like learning about stuff all the time. Like I'm gonna just show y'all like nature, show y'all different things I do, show y'all different festivities that I partake in, things of that nature. Now we're gonna talk about equipment upgrades and content upgrades, man. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm out here handling business for Uncle Sam right now, man. So I can't show y'all exactly what I got, but I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all. So first things up, we got a drone. We got the DJI Mini 3. And I'm just gonna use that to show y'all like cool overlooks of wherever I'm at. You know, man, just get different perspectives. You know, man, it's just really just gonna elevate my content, man, give y'all a different perspective, man. Like, I look, got a full cinematic crew going on, so I know y'all really gonna like those shots. The next thing we got the GoPro 13 Hero. I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna be using that a lot in the Nature Palace. I like to go fishing a lot, things like that. So y'all ain't really got to worry about no camera prop to the side, so y'all can't really see what I'm doing. Y'all gonna be able to see me really in the fish real time, so that's gonna be pretty dope. I also just bought the Canon R5 Mark II. That's a real nice camera, man. So it's really just gonna upgrade my quality, and it's gonna allow me to, you know, focus more on the aesthetic side of the kingdom. Also, I just bought the Ray-Ban Meta 2 glasses. That's gonna allow y'all to get a first-person view of things that I'm doing. I'm gonna use the Ray-Ban Metas to show y'all reactions of people, of showing y'all different postures. Like, you know, man, like how I posture myself from like negotiating or something, or how I posture myself when I'm being like positive, or even how I posture myself when I'm being negative, man. Those is gonna be for like real experimental content, man. So I can't wait to show y'all that. And finally, the mics. Right now, I got some Holyfield, what is he called? Hold on. I got some Holy Land mics. That's really gonna upgrade the quality. I've been thinking about getting the DJI mics, but I think these is pretty good. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think about the mics. But yeah, man, that's all the new equipment I got. So once I get done handling business for Uncle Sam, man, y'all really gonna see an explosion of how this content really upgrade, man. Like what y'all see right now daily is the shorts, man. That's nothing near to what y'all gonna get, man. I drop the shorts every day just so you can learn something, but it's so much more to the kingdom than, you know, philosophy, psychology, neuroscience, Throne Talk, and God's Kingdom. It's so much more. So now we're gonna talk about the community. Let me be clear about the culture here. ABO Kingdom is a community, not a comment section. Respect is baseline. Disagreements are welcome, and thoughtful discussion is encouraged. But negativity without substance doesn't live here. I know it's gonna be trolls in the comments, but if you a part of the kingdom, don't interact with the trolls, or maybe even drop some wisdom on the trolls. But by all means, do not partake in trolling with the trolls. And like I said, man, disagreements are welcome, so we don't tear people down for thinking differently. But also, we are not gonna protect comfort for the expense of truth. So if y'all see somebody saying something that's not necessarily correct, you should give them your perspective respectfully. You can disagree with people without arguing. Like I said, man, this kingdom is built on growth, focus, and dialogue. So if something challenges you, sit with it. If something resonates with you, speak on it. Because here in this kingdom, we sharpen each other. That means accountability without disrespect and honesty without ego. So if you're here to argue, distract, and bring chaos, I promise you this is not the place for you. By no means. But if you're here to elevate, reflect, and build, you belong here. And that's pretty much the culture of ABL Kingdom. And just a little bit about myself. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. I'm active duty Army. I'm a 68 Whiskey, which is a combat medic. What else? I'm married. I got one son. Yeah, man, that's the basic. Y'all don't really need to know too much right now, man. That's gonna be a whole nother video, man. I'm gonna give y'all my whole background, my whole upbringing, and how ABL Kingdom really came into play. If this aligns with you, subscribe. Not to support me, but to commit to your own elevation. Explore the palaces that resonate with where you are right now. Comment when something challenges you or shifts your perspective, and engage with intention. This kingdom grows through participation, not spectatorship. And when you're ready, apply what you learn. That's how we move forward here. And I'm telling y'all, man, really be active, because a couple times in the future, we're gonna be having king and queen sit downs and meets, man. So that means anybody in the palace, they can sit down with me and we can talk about whatever y'all wanna talk about, man. And we're gonna post that on the kingdom to let other kings and queens know what we talked about and how they can benefit from that as well. Everything you've seen here today points to one mission: not to motivate you, not to entertain you, but to remind you of who you are and who you becoming. ABL Kingdom exists to elevate the way you think, the way you move, and the way you live. This isn't a trend, it's a standard. And standards don't ask for permission. If you're ready to rise, take responsibility, and build with intention, then subscribe to the kingdom. This is ABL Kingdom, Able Kingdom, where kings rise, kingdoms grow, and you remember exactly who you are.